David Allen S. Kim is a boy who moved to Arkansas with his family in the 1980s. His father Jacob, Stephen Yoon, his mother Monica, Yeri Han, and his sister Ann, Noel Cho, are moving from California. Build a house in a mobile home in the middle of nowhere. Jacob dreams of starting a farm to produce Korean vegetables, which he believes are a growing food product. Monica is less excited but more anxious and frustrated that Jacob failed to explain the details of his new life in Arkansas and how difficult it would be to change her life. They argue that frustrations mounts as Jacob's small victories are constantly turned upside down by looming bigger problems.
Work. Thank you, but fruits.
Chung's film is a film of hope and despair, success and failure, easy victories and painful losses. It's hard not to invest in the film anymore because we know the family better. We see two parents putting on the best show for the kids, even when things don't go as planned. We see frustrations lead to screams between mom and dad. But we also see happiness thrive among family members who learn to trust one another. We see a family unit come together and only get stronger because they can rely on each other. Minari is just as warm and funny despite her sometimes hardest feelings. The film takes a large chunk of its heart from two characters and their difficult relationship, young David's mother and Monica, Sunya Yoo Young-yeon, who leaves Korea to help the family. Sunya is provocative, stimulating, likes to play cards, speaks badly and loves her little grandchildren very much. Sunya and David begin under difficult conditions, but get close as the film progresses. It's delicious to see. Yoo Young-yeon delivers an impressive performance and plays Sunya with a perfect combination of grandmother traits. The wise words spoken from a place of experience that is as comforting as it is uncomfortable to hear such honest truths. Together with the young actors Alan S. Kim and Noel Cho, the trio becomes the heart of Minari. Performing excellence, Stephen Yoon and Yeri Han ensure that the couple cannot understand what they want in life and how they survive the many obstacles that consist of honest and raw emotional outbursts throughout their lives. The beauty of Minari comes from the way it portrays the American dream theme from the perspective of a family who is from another country and culture. It is an intimate portrait of family dynamics and a film that shows how difficult it was and is for non-whites to assimilate in America. Lee Isaac Chung's Minari is an immigration story about a Korean family who tried to reach the United States, particularly a small town in Arkansas, in the 1980s. Indeed, it is your story or a small part of it. During a question and answer session at the Sundance Film Festival in January 2020, Chung said, "I wanted to throw it all away and find the film I always wanted to make." He adds, "The exercise I did was write memories of my childhood in Arkansas." Quote, Chung soon realized that the memories she wrote down spanned a period from when she was about 6 years old, her daughter's age now. In Minari, Chung is a boy named David Allen S. Kim and his father Jacob Yi, Stephen Yoon, takes the family to the natural state to start a farm and grow Korean vegetables. Thanks to his skill and sweat, Jacob is betting on a niche market, hopefully without blood or tears. You make a big bet. Jacob risks everything and his wife Monica, Yeri Han, is quite frustrated with the decision. Not only does he switch his career from day laborer, he separates chicks by putting males and females in separate boxes, to farmer, but he also moves home in a suspicious trailer in the middle of nowhere. Your new city in the deep south is rounded off by the stifling heat and a local population that may only have seen Koreans. However, Jacob is determined that his farm will be successful so that his family can make the American dream come true. Remember that financial stability and family friction over money are inversely related, especially if the couple in question has struggled with solvency and long hours for years. That dynamic, along with newcomers trying to fit into a populated rural community, are the focus of this gripping story of American immigrants, perhaps the best this reviewer has seen since the director co-writer Jim Sheridan's In America, 2002, about an Irish family who also moved to New York in the 1980s. Because of their Korean roots, The Yi family excels physically in their new environment, and Chung makes selective and sensitive choices to highlight local responses to new neighbors. We could prepare for the worst, but Chung gets his message across without terrible culture fights. For the most part, others offer support to the Yis, but there are doubts and glances, and the fact that Jacob's Bauer, Wilpadden, is an outcast from the village doesn't go unnoticed. Even so, Chung has the tone here so we don't get distracted from the movie's main driving force, getting the farm going. Many separate relationships within this now family of 5, who rest and squirm, and whose safety is tied to the Arkansas ranch, are at stake. Through Chung's rich characters and grounded script, sorry for the pun, based on his memories, we as an audience juggle macro and micro connections at the same time as the fate of the Yis becomes our fate as well. During the 115-minute run, and beyond, hey, you're trying to make your dreams come true, but don't go any further without us. Almost everything depends on the farm. For Jacob, it's a big climb, figuratively, not literally. The earth is flat as a steamroller pancake, but Jacob soon discovers that finding water is becoming his biggest problem, and realizes that this dramatic problem has haunted the farmers before him as well. Since his home is at work, Jacob cannot afford to leave his problems in the office. Even so, it doesn't take away his frustrations with Monica and the kids David, Kim, and Anne Noel Cho, but they feel his tiredness and the tension of the marriage. Rather than just focusing on darkness and ruin, children are often a source of wonder, smile, and doom. When Monica's mother, beautifully played by Yoo Young-yeon in an Oscar-worthy performance, lives with all 4 of them, she inadvertently becomes a source of argument with a young David. Grandma Yun has the best of intentions, but her blunt speech, strange quirks, and manners, better suited to the front line at a WWE event or midnight trips to the casino, make David and his view of the casino worse. David is having some